Hello, I'm going to do the Capricorn daily energy reading, and this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, take the parts that do resonate. If it does not, leave the parts that do not resonate, as those may be meant for someone else. All right, so we're going to get some tarot. We're going to look at what you may be struggling with, what you may need to look at, and possible future energies coming in for you. I also wanted to remind you that I have made these mugs. I have my Etsy shop. If you want to check those out, so I've made t-shirts, I've made mugs. If you want to check those out, links are down below. Also, if you're interested in the cards that I use, links are down below. All right, so let's see what's going on here for Capricorn. Who needs to hear a message? Possibly struggling with, we have Hierophant, and it could be a Taurus. What else about Hierophant? Is Capricorn struggling with? Could also be your faith. It could be your belief. It also could be somebody that you relied on, somebody that you trusted in, that you feel you can't trust them. Something happened between the two of you. We have the Nine of Wands and we have the Four of Pentacles. So I feel like, maybe you're kind of closing things off. If you've lost faith or belief in something or someone, and that can really shake you, that can really rattle you, that can really make you feel like lost. It could make you question things. All right, what you need to look at, we have the Lovers, we have the Two of Wands, and what else? We have the Hermit. All right, future energies for Capricorn. Judgment. Knight of Cups. Three of Cups. I'm feeling one more. King of Pentacles, and bottom of the deck we have the Six of Pentacles. Maybe it's about you're questioning whether you should share information with someone else, or that you're sharing too much information, or that maybe you need to pull things back. Sometimes we have that faith or belief in someone and then we feel like we can tell them anything, but then they abuse that privilege, and then you're like, well, you're like, okay, I need to pull back. I need to change this. I need to look at this differently because this person is not taking this information that I'm giving them, and they're not keeping it safe, or they're not, maybe they're using that against you, or maybe they're not treating that information with the respect that you want them to treat it with. So again, I feel like you may be struggling with the faith or belief in something or someone, and that has caused you to back away. What you need to look at, we have the Lovers, Two of Wands, and the Hermit. So we have Gemini and Virgo here. I feel like, again, it's finding those answers within, of figuring out what your path is. Do you need to change things up? Do you need to be careful with what you share with other people? What is that relationship that you have? Is it something that you want to work on? I feel like you're kind of questioning that something has happened where you're like, okay, I'm not really sure which way to turn, that I've got to make some changes here. Future energies, we have the Judgment card, which is an awakening or a renewal or revival. And I feel like your eyes are open to the reality of something that's going on around you. Sometimes when we are in a situation, we don't really see the full story. We don't really see the whole picture. That we just want to see what we want to see. And sometimes there are kind of shifts in that where it's like, whoa, like now I really see what's going on, that I need to be aware of what's really going on here, and do I need to adjust things, because what is my happiness, right? The Three of Cups. I feel like that's kind of finding your happiness again, that you're struggling here, you're questioning things, you make choices, and then you feel a lot better about it because you've opened your eyes to what's really going on around you. All right, so let's get some more cards. We have Five of Swords. It could be that you walk away from someone, because we have this person over here that's going this way and this person's coming this way. but he has a determined look on his face, like he's confident in his decisions and what he's doing. And then we have the shields, which have the arrows through them, and they're kind of beat up. And I feel like it's kind of, you know, do you feel you need to walk away from something? Do you need to not let what someone else is saying bother you? Looking towards your future, we have 3 of Wands. So it's, what do you see moving on from this point? What are those changes that you have to make? I just feel like something really opened your eyes to what's really going on around you, and it changes things for you. You have a different perspective. You have different feelings that there's some big changes heading in for you. What you need to look at, we have the Page of Swords, which that is handling a difficult situation. Like, I feel like this is something that is difficult. Maybe this is something that you've known all along, and you kept putting it off, and it's finally gotten to the point where you're like, I really have to take care of this. I really have to handle this. I have to look out for myself. I have to look out for myself, and I have to make those changes that are best for me, that I can feel more comfortable. If you're feeling uneasy, or you're feeling anxious, or you're feeling like you're shutting down, what are those things that you can do to make those changes, to release those burdens, to release that heaviness, to let go of these things that you're holding on to, so that life becomes easier, life becomes lighter, life becomes more exciting. You start pursuing and doing those things that are important to you. Sometimes I feel like we give so much to other people or other situations that we lose ourselves, and that's something that we need to look at. That's something that we need to focus on. Happiness, look at this, I love this. 3 of Cups twice in this future energy, opening your eyes to happiness, right? Opening your eyes to what makes you happy. Sometimes we don't even know the answer to that question because we're so busy doing all of these, so many other things, or looking out for other people. And obviously we have to work, we have to pay our bills, we have to deal with things, but even if it's just a little bit of time, say an hour, a couple hours, or a day, or half a day, or, something like that, to make sure that we do those things that make us happy. To see things from a different point of view, I love it, the Hangman. Seeing things from a different point of view, seeing that, hey, maybe I'm not really focusing on my happiness, that I'm feeling this emptiness, this heaviness. And like I've said before, time goes by so quickly, and it would be such a shame that if, all of this time has gone by and you're like, you know what, I haven't focused on me, I haven't worked on me, I haven't done what makes me happy. Even if it's just journaling, right? If you just take an hour out of your day and you like to journal, and you do journaling, or it's doing a puzzle, or it's arranging flowers, or planting a garden, or, even if it's, no matter what it is just, when you have that and you do those things, it just makes you feel so much better and focused. We have Hermit, which is Virgo again, so looking within to find those answers. I just feel like it's looking within to find what makes you happy. All right, bottom of the deck, we have 7 of Swords. I always feel like the 7 of Swords is coming out of the shadows, because there is one deck that depicts a person coming out of the shadows, and we have the darkness, and it also represents deception. But I feel that it could be that deception within yourself, that are you fooling yourself that you're really happy with a situation, but you're not. Sometimes we just try and convince ourselves, like, oh, I'll be okay, it'll get better, I'll get to it, it'll happen, when the time is right, like, I'll focus more on it. But sometimes we have to wait until the time is right for something to happen, but sometimes we kind of have to give it a little nudge, and we have to kind of focus on that a little bit more. And I feel like that's what this reading is especially with these 2 3 of Cups, is what makes you happy, and with the Hangman and these 2 Hermits is looking within to find those answers and that happiness. And what is it that you want? We have the Ace of Swords right below the Hermit card, and it's aces are new beginnings, and it's overcoming a difficult situation and getting past it and figuring out those answers, and where do I go from here, and how do I let go of these 10 of Wands, right? How do I get past this? So whatever there's some heaviness that you have around you that you're holding on to, that's been holding you back. And I feel like what happens over here, this energy right here is what triggers this, and all of a sudden you start thinking of this and your train of thought changes and you start focusing on different things. I feel like this is kind of the catalyst as to what's going to start the rest of this and this change. All right, so let's close out with Whispers of Healing. We have triggers. Okay, what are those triggers? Triggers can be negative things. Triggers can be positive things, okay? Are there some triggers around you that you need to look at? Or, you know, did you get triggered over here, right? Did this situation here trigger you? And then, but then it triggers you in a negative way, but then it also triggers you in a positive way because you start making changes. And I was feeling like this one too, unexpected, which I love that. You know, it's coming around the corner and then all of a sudden she sees this beautiful, colorful castle with the fairies, and it's just like you never know what's around the corner, and that something could trigger you to the unexpected, to have these big, beautiful changes in your life that you weren't even expecting, that you weren't seeing, and it could just be that you're realizing what makes you happy and that you need to make changes and you're opening your eyes to things. So it could just be that triggers you. All right, and maybe you're ready for it, right? Sometimes we feel like we're not ready to really see things for what they are, but I feel like with this reading, if this makes sense, I feel like you're ready to see things for what they are and to make changes. All right, thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.